Hey there, starlings. Welcome to my sector of the universe. This is Jess from Capella Wellness, here to help you step into your truth and start into your power. For those of you who've never been here before, welcome. Thanks so much for being here for the first time. For those of you who are returning, thanks for coming back to watch another one of my readings. I greatly appreciate that. All right, guys, so we're going to look into the weekly guidance for the week of October 9th. Until October 14th. Big astrological changes this week, guys. October 10th, Pluto stations direct. October 12th, Mars moves into the sign of Scorpio. That is the ancient ruler. Mars is ancient ruler of Scorpio, but some people believe that it is the current ruler. I'm indifferent, honestly. I say Mars does rule Scorpio and Aries, so that's what I believe. And then on the 14th is our lovely new moon solar eclipse in Libra. All right, lots of things going on this week astrologically, guys. Check to see where Libra is at 21 degrees and what house it's in. Set those intentions and see what's going to be heightened or what is going to be brought to your attention with this eclipse with your Libra placement. Okay? All right, guys. Don't forget to take what resonates, leave what doesn't for somebody else who's watching this. And remember, something that resonates does not mean you are in alignment with it. Okay? Also, the messages that come through here are from the Most High, my archangels, the archangels, Jesus, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, God. I am the messenger. I am the mouthpiece. I am the conduit. I am the microphone. All right? Okay, guys. Let's see. What is the guidance for this week, Holy Spirit? Please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. If you want to learn more about stuff going on with this new this new moon solar eclipse in Libra, I highly recommend you watch the live that I did on October 8th. 2023. I did a big reading for that moon. So if you want to learn more about the astrology and some other things and some other guidance, I highly recommend you go back and watch my latest live stream. That is posted in my live stream playlist if you want to look for that, or you can just go search for it. All right. But this is just going to be the weekly guidance. This is not going to be a solar eclipse in Libra reading because I already did that. All right, Holy Spirit, what is the guidance for the collective who's watching this for this week? Please and thank you. I heard get ready. Get ready. Someone needs to be prepared. We have the Three of Swords. Okay. Three of Swords is the energy for this week, and the bottom of the deck is the Death card. Well, when we talk about Mars going into Scorpio, that's going to be quite significant for quite a few of you. You might be dealing with a Scorpio, but don't get caught up in the signs, okay? There is something here about, this is for somebody. You maybe have known a Scorpio, or you know a Scorpio, or this is you. There's something about missing somebody, or there's some heartbreak or some falling out between you and a Scorpio. That's only specific for some people, okay? There's something here about, but I get strongly, there's somebody who's Scorpio sun here who has been, there's like this disappointment, like they're heartbroken because there was a falling out between the two of you. You guys stopped talking to each other, something like that. And it's kind of like they miss you. They want to reconcile. They want to like come back into your life. And because you may have been teaching them something about a death, ego death here, or trying to get them to profoundly change, but really go deep within to uncover their secrets, release what's being hidden. Okay. But that's a specific message. But mainly, so the guidance here is there's a couple of things. Take what resonates, leave the rest, but you have to be honest with your situation, because I do feel that some of you are going to be disappointed this week because of a massive shift, because of a massive change. There's going to be some heartbreak here, okay? And I'm not rainbows, puppies, and unicorns in this channel, guys. Like, I try to get the truth out and only the divine truth to better prepare you. Okay, we go through ups and downs. There's always disappointment in life. There's always heartbreak, but you have to understand that the heart never breaks, it only expands. this is helping us to heal our hearts. We're huge healers here. We could heal our hearts when, there's something that's sad, or we're grieving over something, or if something just doesn't come to fruition, or it's like, man, I can't believe this is happening again. But there's something about this profound change. Something huge is about to end for a lot of us, okay? And a lot of that's going to occur this week, the week of October 9th, because of all the major astrological transits. I did talk about Mars going into Scorpio. If you want to see my extensive channeling on what this Mars into Scorpio will mean for the majority of the collective, I highly recommend that you go back and watch my live stream from October 8th, okay? For whatever reason, until I found out later during the channeling, I was going hard on the Mars moving into Scorpio on October 12th for a huge reason. Things are going to come to light. Things are going to be removed from the depths of your soul. These are secrets coming out. Maybe there's going to be some debt that's going to be cleared out, or there's some debt that you're going to acquire. 8th house is Scorpio. 8th house is the house of debts. Other people's money. Okay, something like that. So, in this card, there's a skeleton here. It's like, but he's walking around with this scythe and this cloak here. And it's a black horse. All right. Darkness is falling here, or something is going to surface that is going to be very difficult to hear, to see, to understand. This is not to instill fear in anyone, because this death card is like a fear card in a sense. But remember, fear is false evidence appearing real. All right. There's nothing to fear with this. So whatever is profoundly changing, whatever is ending here, know that it is for your highest good. Now, I will say this, and this is only for a certain group of people. I'm feeling there may be a literal death that may occur this week of a family member, some loved one, a friend, maybe a pet. I don't know, but I'm feeling this. All right. This is not to alarm anybody, but I'm feeling this very strongly that it could very well be a literal death. Something occurring at nighttime because the owl is here. Okay? And there may be some grief with this, some sorrow, some sadness. You're going to be very distraught, very broken over this thing. Okay? Now, don't freak out, please, but I do feel very strongly and that this is a literal death of someone, or an animal or something. There's going to be crying with this, but God wants you to know, if this is the message for you, if this happens, God is always with you, okay? You're not alone in this. You're going to be asked to seek some comfort, all right? Don't let this grief, sorrow, and despair turn your world upside down, okay? Because there's a beginning here happening. With a death that happens, somebody's being born at that same time. Okay? Death and rebirth. Somebody dies, somebody's born at that same time. Okay? So think of it about something's being renewed, or this person doesn't have to suffer anymore, or this person will be better off, or this person is now going to go to heaven to be your guardian angel. They're going to support you with the 5D realm because they're being called by God to do something up there. Okay? There was always a time and a place for literal death. We can't escape this. All right? Death is one thing that a lot of people fear. Okay? But know that it's inevitable. It's part of life. But there is a big rebirth of the soul. There's a resurrection of the soul when these people pass on. And a lot of these people, guys, I'm feeling very strongly, they're going to be protecting you, giving you added protection. They're going to be watching over you, okay, to help you in the physical. You may be dealing with somebody who has an anniversary of a death, and you're grieving over it. You're saddened over it. It's like you're continuing through the grieving process, especially if this death is recent, or you're trying to find some sort of light in this. That could be for some of you here. But For the others of you, this is more of an ego death. This is more of something from your past that is surfacing that you need to face and kind of put a nail in the coffin and say, I can't hide this anymore. I can't keep this secret. It's painful to me. It just does something to my heart. I don't want to keep this in. I'm hearing It's Tearing Up My Heart by NSYNC. Okay? It's tearing up my heart when I'm with you. But when we are apart, I feel it too. Right? So there's this back and forth with, it's tearing up my heart when I'm with you, but it's also tearing up my heart when I'm not. But I'm getting more so that there was more pain because when they were with you, they knew that they had some serious stuff to overcome. There were some shadows within them. There were some deep, dark secrets, some very not so great things, the naughty side, because death is, the Scorpio energy is also regarding sex, okay? The naughty side of somebody. Somebody who may have did something like really not so great and they've been carrying it with them the whole time. Someone was, grieving over the fact that even when they were with you, they just couldn't bring themselves to tell you what this was. This may be the week that they do this. But at the same time, when you left them, it hurt them more than when they were with you, when they couldn't reveal this to you, when they couldn't let out the skeletons in the closet. Again, this was part of my live stream on Saturday night. It's coming back up for this week, okay? So that means that the archangels and God and my spirit team are confirming the energy here. So it seems where there's an energy of, for somebody that you're dealing with, and they may have Scorpio in their chart, okay? Could be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node, okay? And it's like, I got to put an end to this. This is dead. This is dead and gone. This no longer serves me. Whatever happened in the past no longer serves me. I need to put an end to it. Nail in the coffin. There's a new beginning here. It's Phoenix rising from the ashes. It's like you have this ego death, but you are reborn into someone more spiritual. Someone who's able to now face their fears and deal with their demons and uncover those secrets. Okay? There may be something coming this week that's going to bring these things to the surface. Your demons are being casted out, and it's not going to be pretty. All right? You're going to start realizing what you've been hiding all along, the depths of your soul, is not serving you anymore. What you've been keeping yourself from, holding yourself back from. You know that this environment doesn't serve you anymore. This job doesn't serve you anymore. This relationship, this way of thinking, this belief system. You not trusting your gut here. You knowing that there's something better and it's time to move away from that. But there are massive things ending this week for practically all of us. This is not part of your life anymore. This is not part of your path anymore. And there's going to be a grieving process. There's a big purge coming this week. It's like if you're watching The Conjuring and those people who get possessed. I know in the first Conjuring, at the end, when the woman, she's fighting off this darkness, right? The evil entity that is in her. And when it escapes her, she throws up all this blood. She throws up all this stuff, but then she's also releasing the dark spirit. She's purging it out of her system. And there's this sense of relief for her with that, right? If you've ever watched The Conjuring, if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend that you do, because there's probably a message there. But, you know, if you're not into those things, that's okay. I can't force you to watch movies like that. But you may get a huge message, excuse me, with watching The Conjuring, because it's coming up in this reading. Okay? I'm hearing there's a big message for somebody here through that movie. So there's something, it's really going to be very, very, very profound, guys. And it's permanent. When death comes around, it's permanent. When these massive, profound changes happen in our lives, it's because it's supposed to happen, because it doesn't serve us anymore. You have to let go of the old so the new can come in. So some of you may be dealing with a lot of endings in relationships, jobs, careers, somewhere that you're living at, right? This environment doesn't serve me anymore. I can't live here anymore. I can't stay here anymore. I can't be here anymore. I got to go. All right? There are external changes that are happening that are beyond your control, and death is coming in. Scorpio energy is coming in to say, hey, you got to move on from this. To allow yourself to have this complete renewal in your life. These are major transitions happening. It's a total overhaul. It's finished. It's over. It is done. I said this in my live with the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. And I said something about that with regards to the meaning of him dying on that cross as this is finished with me sacrificing myself. It's the death of the distorted masculine and the rebirth of the divine masculine Christ. Jesus is like, I've done my job, God. I'm having people understand what I'm really sacrificing. That we all have to bear our own crosses. We all have to go through these massive endings, these massive profound changes to feel renewed, to feel Christ, to feel God. These things that are dark, our shadow sides, need to come to the surface for us to face them and realize this is not who I am. But there's also a grieving process when these deep, dark things that you think you've closed out, the things that you've ended, the things that you thought were done and over with, they resurface. You say, oh my God, there's still more purging to do. And there's going to be some crying. There's going to be some disappointment. There's going to be some grieving process. Because you're continuing to clear out your closet. Maybe you literally need to clear out your closet. Or all those skeletons have fallen out and you're like, I can't keep pushing them back into the closet. I can't keep doing this anymore. Something is ending where once the coffin is closed, you are not to open it ever again. Because you know it doesn't serve you. Anything that is servicing you, that sounds kind of sexual. Anything that is serving you will now come to light. That is part of the new beginning. You're starting anew. Again, complete renewal. Profound, drastic change. To where something in your past, your life, whatever, it's dead and gone. It's finished. It's over. Leave it alone. Do not go back to that door to try to open it. Do not go back to that coffin with a crowbar to try to pry it open. Because this is tied to your ego. This is tied to something from your past that doesn't serve you. But it is dark. It is low vibrational. In most cases for some of you. All right? But just know, from all endings bring new beginnings. It's the end of a major cycle for you so that a better one can begin. But whatever these things are that you know just aren't for you, they don't serve you, you need to walk away. I'm done with this. But this is major arcana, guys, which means External forces are closing the door for you, and you cannot go back and open them. There's a huge ending that the divine is coming in to support the masculine collective with, for some of you, with separation. This phase, which my guides have told me there's another word for this because separation isn't actually the correct term, but I'm not at liberty to talk about that on this channel right now. I do talk to my Auriga members about this. I've already talked to my Auriga members about what this is. That the term separation is the incorrect term. But this is also for you guys who understand what separation is from the 3D world. Separation is for you to go through some serious transformation. It's for you to really go look deep down within yourself and face those demons. Face those shadows, those skeletons in the closet. You're going to face your shadow self in the face. You're going to face your shadow self and say, that's not me anymore. That's not who I really am. Libra energy, the solar eclipse in energy, is about integrity. What your truth is. It doesn't fit me anymore. I'm not, that's not really me. That's not me. Separation causes all of us to make some profound changes in our lives, our relationships, everything. The way we view money, our relationships with money, right? Venus rules Libra. Venus is about money, luxuries, right? There's this energy of you wasting away, but this is not literally. This is about shedding skin, like a snake does. You are shedding another layer of skin. A part of you that isn't you anymore. And whatever this is, it's gonna hurt. There might be some grieving, some crying over this. But you're gonna have a tougher backbone. You're gonna have better skin. You're going to have a better vessel, a stronger vessel, a more spiritual soul, in a sense. This is a regeneration for you. Things have to die in order for things to be born again or regenerate. That's why Scorpio season is so perfect with the death card for what needs to fall away. The leaves shed. Everything starts to decay, to die out, for something better to come along. To build stronger branches, greener leaves, stronger bodies, whatever this is. And we all know that with like death and decay, it's the circle of life. It creates it's like fertilizer for the soil. It goes back to the earth. And then the cycle of rebirth comes again. It helps with the regeneration process in nature, with the rebirth in nature. It's the same thing with us. We're going through those same cycles. We're shedding that skin to build stronger vessels, stronger skin, brighter skin, healthier skin, however you want to look at it. It's a better us. It's a more elevated us. It's a transformed us. It's a renewed collective. So that we're able to help others cast their demons. So that we're able to help others deal with pain, suffering, sorrow, and grief. Separation is a wonderful process to do a lot of purging. to prepare for permanent union. Because you have to be a completely transformed, profoundly changed person in order to get into alignment with permanent union. Without this transformation phase, you won't be in alignment with it. You can't be your old self the way you were before. You can't be living in the same house that you were in before you met them. You can't be having that same job that you were in when you met your person. You can't be living the same life that you were living if you want to be prepared to come into permanent union with your counterpart. Those are divine unions. We all start off distorted. And that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It means you're out of alignment with your true self. And these deaths of the ego, these 3D world bullshit stuff, these masks that we're wearing need to be completely obliterated. We are transforming into who God essentially always wanted us to be. And you will not be the same person you were when you met your counterpart. You're not going to be the same person you were when you started to be succumbed by the 3D world, to be influenced by the 3D world when you were a kid, when you were a teenager, whatever. Most likely it's through childhood that we start to change into somebody that we're not. Divine unions require us to transform into our divine selves. And that requires a lot of losing things, loss, deaths, endings of our careers, of our relationship with money, our other relationships with other people, endings with friends, family members even, where you don't really gel with a family member anymore, or friend, or whatever this is. Endings with right, belief systems, even beliefs about sex too. Okay, there's also endings where you've been living in a certain place and God's like, nah, you got to move over here. This environment doesn't serve you anymore. We got to move you to a place that's greener or warmer or colder, or there's more space to hold your energy when you ascend. So there's a lot with this. But I do get that the archangels, the divine, is coming in for some of you who are ready. You are not ready for permanent union if you are sad and still heartbroken. You're in pain during separation. It hurts so bad that you don't know what to do with yourself. If you are feeling this right now, there is some work that needs to be done. You got to purge this out. You got to clear this out. Why be sad and sorrowful and in pain and in suffering when you have your whole life ahead of you? When there are so many wonderful, beautiful things that you could be doing instead of sitting there sulking and just, focusing on a separation, or focusing on the loss of something, or focusing on the hurt, on the brokenness. We have the ability to repair ourselves. We have the ability to renew ourselves. This is what these connections are for. This is what life is about. And we have God to help us through this. God has us go through heartbreak and disappointment to get us to realize some huge things about ourselves. Because it leads us to say, I'm done with this. I can't deal with this shit anymore. This doesn't serve me. Why do I keep getting myself into these Three of Swords energies? If it doesn't bring me happiness, why am I still in it? If it brings me pain and suffering, why am I still following that? Why am I still engaged in that? Now, of course, through life, again, there still be disappointments. There will be some sadness, right? You could be with a career or mission work that you're doing, or you're so passionate about something and it doesn't seem to be taking off or lifting off the ground, right? Like there's some energy about rejection here. People don't believe you. People don't understand you. That could be Three of Swords for some of you. People don't respect you, okay? And it could be very disappointing. It could be like, man, God, when is it going to end? When is this change going to happen? Right? But then even through that, God says, hey, I know this is disappointing for you, but you have the ability to change that frown upside down. You have the ability to go from sadness to happiness. You have the ability to go from sorrow to joy. There's that Bible quote, sorrow only comes from an eve for an evening, but joy comes in the morning, something along those lines. I think some of you know what that is. It's always darkest before the dawn, right? The sun always sets to rise, like that Paradise song in Coldplay. We all know that every day brings a new day. So why stay in that sorrow for days on end? Why stay in that pain and that suffering days on end? When joy comes in the morning, when the sun is always rising. The sun never goes away. It's always there. But it's just a cycle of life, right? It has to go through a sleepy phase. But we always have that sun. We always have the light of God to keep us through this. And sure, we're going to get through these moments, especially when it comes to literal deaths of people or of pets or something like that. Remember the joyous times you had with those people. What was their legacy? How did they impact your life or impact other people's lives? What did they bring to the world? It's like celebrating their spirit, celebrating their life. Every time I channel this stuff, it reminds me of my godmother. When my grandfather passed away September 12th of 2003, it was a few months before I graduated college. I was there for an extra semester because I switched colleges and I switched majors then. And my grandfather was the first one to go. We thought he was going to be the last one to go. And he got sick 1 week and he died 7 days later. Totally unexpected. And my godmother, during the funeral, I sat next to her because that was her brother. And she dressed all in white. And she explained to me, I'm joyous. While I'm still sad, I'm joyous because my brother doesn't have to suffer anymore. But I know God has called him for something greater. And I'm celebrating his life. And the fact that I was blessed to be his sister, I was blessed to have him as a brother. And she saw it in a very positive light. And it was very enlightening. It was very comforting. Because that loss for me was pretty hard. I know it was hard for a lot of us. But I know it was really difficult for me. I was literally in the house where my grandfather died. I was eating dinner. And I heard my uncle cry out. My uncle saw the whole thing. My dad's youngest brother. I was there when he died. And just a couple hours later, I went to visit him. I said, hey, Grandpa. And I gave him a wave. And the only thing he could do was lift his arm back up. And he tried to break a smile. I just said, you need anything? He shook his head, no. I said, I love you, Grandpa. And he tried to break a smile again. And he nodded his head. About an hour or two later, when I went to eat dinner, he was gone. I've never been that close to death in my entire life. And it was tough. But then I had prayed at the dinner table. God, if it is in your will, I pray that you take my grandfather so he doesn't have to suffer anymore. He suddenly got liver cancer, if I'm not mistaken. And apparently God heard me that night. I was actually surprised, but I was actually just asking God, God, if it's in your will right now to take him so he doesn't have to go through this anymore. And that you can leave me in peace. And while it was tough, I actually felt this release. And I already felt my grandfather's spirit right after he passed. And I knew he was always going to be with me. He always shows certain signs years later. And I did go through a grieving process. Because once, you do the funeral thing and everything, it hits you. It hits you. But then my godmother was reminding me of, celebrating his life. And I was so blessed to have him as a grandfather. I still miss him these days. Right? So I'm saying this because this is encouraging somebody to have some comfort in this. Okay? And every time I would feel Grandpa, or there was a song that would come on. It was in Peter Pan. The second star to the right. Something like that. He used to whistle that song or sing it or something like that. And it would come up. And there was a music box that just went off. Playing something similar. And I knew it was him. In the middle of the night, everybody would be asleep and the music box would go off, stuff like that. I knew it was my grandfather. So some of you, if this literally happens to you today or this week with a literal death, know that they're going to be around you and they're going to be giving you certain signs, okay? And they're trying to communicate with you about something. I actually am a medium myself, and I do handwritten letters from your passed on loved ones. So if you feel like you need some sort of closure or something, or you're dealing with the anniversary of death or something along those lines, I would be willing to help you with that if you so choose. If you go to capellawellness.com and go to the Capella service suite, you can scroll down further on the page and you'll see handwritten letters from your loved ones. I even do handwritten letters from your counterparts and your higher self. So but I'm getting a very strong energy about something about a literal death for somebody this week. And if that in fact happens to whoever this is for, I already send my condolences and my prayers to you. Okay? Everything will be fine. I was just reminded of something. Because the birthday of one of my other uncles is on the 13th of October. And he died in November. And his death anniversary is coming up. So now my passed on uncle, my other uncle, is coming through here. So, okay. Anyway, so guys, this is to allow these things to end. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be rainbows, unicorns, and puppies. It's going to be difficult. But you're purging something that's not in alignment with what God has for you. And it's definitely not in alignment with permanent union if you are a counterpart seeking this or working towards this. The massive changes have to occur. The things have to end in order for you to be completely renewed, to ascend, to grow, to evolve. So major things are ending, and you have to allow it to end. Some of you may be going into a longer separation phase if you've been communicating with your person to really start the regeneration process, the transformation process. You going from cocoon to the butterfly. They're two very different insects, right? The cocoon, the caterpillar does not look like a butterfly, and the butterfly does not look like a... did I say cocoon before? The caterpillar does not look anything like a butterfly, and the butterfly doesn't look anything like the caterpillar, right? you are going through a death process to become the butterfly if you haven't done so already. And those of you who've already gone through this, there could be one last ending, one last purge this week, or if you're already in alignment, the divine is coming in to completely end separation once and for all. Some of you are in your last separation phase, and yes, there are multiple separations. When you're in a true divine counterpart connection, each separation causes you to lose something of yourself that isn't yourself anymore. For things to go away, to be done with. It's over. It's finished. Finito. Bye, bye, bye. I don't know why NSYNC is coming through this a lot, but you get what I'm saying. But there's a smaller group of you where the divine is now coming in to really transform this connection. It's a total overhaul of your connection with your person. Huge changes are about to happen, and this is because of the solar eclipse in Libra. And Libra is about relationships of all kinds, to include divine counterpart relationships. So for a very small group of you here, your last separation phase is your longest. And I mean years without contact, years without seeing each other, or there's very little contact in like the last year of separation. What did I say, 3? Because this is the 3 of Swords. For some of you, your last separation will last for 3 years straight. But you will be going through a cycle with this person for 13 years, 8 years, because 8th house is Scorpio. Okay? So I'm hearing, for some of you, your last separation phase is a 3-year separation, where your previous separations have been about a year, 6 months, something like that. But I get strongly, some of you have been in separation from your person for 3 years straight. You have not seen them in 3 years. You've barely talked to them in 3 years. And then towards the end, in the 3rd year, there could be some communication or something. Someone starts to surface, but I get very strongly for a small group of you who've been in several separations and you are currently in your longest one. The divine is coming in to put an end to it. It's done. It's over. It is finished. Like Jesus Christ, the sacrifice has completed. The transformation has completed for a small group of you. You've been through a lot of purging. You've been going through several ego deaths. You've lost so much in your life that you are barely left with nothing. To free up the energetic space for these very high vibrational connections to manifest, to come into the physical. So there is a huge ending to this separation. You will no longer be separated from your kingdom spouse after this occurs. And for those who are in alignment, and you know who you are, because you're not grieving anymore that your person's gone. You're not missing your person to the point of like you're crying every day for a week about it. You don't feel pain in your heart. You're not suffering. You're living joyously and in full merriment and frivolity. You are loving life right now. And even though you've been separated from your person for a very long time, you still feel them near. You still feel close to them, and you are just grateful to God that you were chosen to be part of these connections, because you are a completely different person. You don't fear shit anymore. You're not afraid of the shadows that are within you or anybody else's shadows. You cast out demons in other people if that's part of your mission work. You have dramatically changed. You are now the butterfly. Others of you are going through your chrysalis phase. You're going through a really profound change in your connection with your person during the separation phase. Separation is transformation, guys. It's elevation. It's transfiguration. It's exaltation. Okay? But it looks like for somebody here, at least one person, this week is very well for somebody the last week of separation. For good. Because death is like, it's permanent. It's done. It's dead. No more. It's over. Okay? This actually could be about how this ending could be occurring before Scorpio season, because Scorpio season may be another huge change in your life if this is pertaining to counterpart connections. I'm hearing again, it's over, it's finished, it's done. Do not open that door. Now, listen to me. If your person's coming back from the past, okay, and you're thinking, no, our connection is over, our relationship is over, you hurt me, you broke my heart, I waited too long, you're too late, and you know very well that this is your kingdom spouse, this is the person that God ordained for you. There is no such thing as too late, because this process takes years. It's taking me years to get to where I'm at now, and I know I'm not even done yet. I'm already the butterfly, but now I'm going to go through different phases of what the butterfly goes through. I get to fly everywhere, whereas a caterpillar, I only could get to so many distances. I ate certain things as a caterpillar. Butterflies don't eat the same things. You get my point? So if you've completely transformed, so is your person. You know deep down inside with that Scorpio energy. Don't let that fear get to you when this person comes back from the past. Oh, they're going to break my heart again. Oh, we're going to go through the separation phase. Oh, this is going to be heartbreaking again. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. If you are fearing this, you are not ready. Or if you are fearing this, this is the time to close that out. Put an end to it. Deep down inside, use your intuition. Scorpios are very, very, very intuitive. You know when this person comes back around, you will see it. You will feel it. It will be in your bones that they have changed too. That they are not the same person you were, because you are not the same person you were when you met them. You guys are one. You do the work, they do the work. So when they come back around, you're thinking, nope, this is over. I'm done with this. Whatever. You took too long and you did this to me. You still have work to do. That may be what you need to purge. You need to put an end to. Going back to the past hurt, the past pain, the past suffering. That was supposed to get you to heal. Supposed to teach something. Supposed to get you to teach you something. You're going to know. You are going to look into their eyes and it's like, holy shit, they are different. Their mannerisms will be different. The way they speak will be different. Especially if they come back to you releasing what's been hidden. sharing with you their deepest, darkest fears, sharing with you their secrets, sharing with you some dark things that they couldn't tell you before. That means that they have completely changed, because you know very well that back in the past, they couldn't do this. So if they're doing this now, that means they have profoundly changed for the better. The past is now behind you. Do not revisit it. Do not go bring it up and throw swords back into the situation when you have been working on healing yourself. You're supposed to learn from your past, not ruminate on it, not marinate in it. If you keep throwing that in people's faces, you won't learn, you won't grow, you won't ascend, you won't get any closer to your heart's desires. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Well, they want me to take them all. This is the guidance for this week. Toad, somebody's going to laugh when they see this. Observe for those who watch, see all. If you start seeing toads, it's confirmation of this reading. Witches gathering, number 42. Gather in power, come together in grace. Unity is rising, and all will be embraced. Come together right now over me. Right? Witches brew, witches gathering, whatever. You're all coming together. Gather in power, not in sadness, not in sorrow, not in degradation, not in fear. Okay? Together in grace, in power. When we unite as one, but in these higher vibrational energies, it changes people. It changes us. Some of you need to go find a better soul tribe or higher vibrational soul tribe, or some of you need to join a community like my Capella circle, right? Or even my Capella crew. That's my free community on my app. You can download my mobile app for free and join the rest of us, okay? We are coming together to raise the vibration of this planet, and the counterparts who are coming together are going to do that same thing. Campfire. Oh, I love campfires. Number 6, do not fear opening your mouth and allowing your tongue to speak. Well, there we go with communication. Oh, wow. He's right here. The Grim Reaper. Okay, but look. This one has a smile on its face. This looks like somebody I know. Reaper. Okay, Holy Spirit, I know we were focusing on this. For the birth of something new to manifest, the death of something holding you back is inevitable. You can't make it up, guys. You can't make it up. Molasses. We saw this in my live stream. Number 26. Come on. Let's try to see. To move forward, you must know where you are headed. Okay? Witch's Rosary, number 43. Craft your skills with intentions repeated, a practice of magic powered by purpose. All right? Look what's at the bottom of the deck, guys. You can't make it up. Grieving. What did I say about the grieving process this week? The chambers of your mourning are surrounded by nothingness, emptiness waiting to be seen. See, I was talking about the bodies wasting away, not literal, but you have a flesh head here. Be angry if you need to. Cry for 2 hours if you need to. Let that out. That is a human thing. But what God is telling you not to do is to stay in this for a very long period of time. If you allow those emotions out, it's emote. Don't keep it in. Emote out. Don't keep it in. You will be renewed. The purging, like I said, the grieving process is necessary. But then you realize joy comes in the morning, and you realize what this was really for. Oh my God. Okay. And they want me to go through the book for all of these cards. So here we go. It's a lot this week, guys. What did I tell you? 39 with the Toad card. All right. Okay. Observer, path of least resistance, and opportunist. Your higher self chose this card because you are being guided to take a more laid-back approach to achieving your goals. Toads are passive in their hunt. They are happy to wait for their meal to find them while staying perfectly still, watching and waiting until the moment is just right to strike. There is wisdom in the way this creature finds its prey, wisdom that is greatly needed in your situation. Attempting to force your desired outcome may backfire and your prey will slip away. Toad is confirmation that what you're seeking is nearby, but you might have missed it, chasing the wrong path or focusing on one outcome. If you find you are frustrated, tired, or disappointed from a lack of results, perhaps it's time to trust in a higher power and wait patiently for the circumstances to be just right. You will know the right moment to take action. This card could also be asking you to be aware of your situation. Perhaps more information is needed or something significant is about to occur that could drastically change your point of view. It would be unwise to make any decisions just yet. For now, accept what is, and more will soon be revealed. And I heard very strongly, for now, accept what is. Accept the ending. Accept the death of this thing. Okay? Again, be angry, cry, punch a wall, kick, go pound sand. I don't know what it is you need to do, but you got to do it. It's a human emotion. The longer you keep it in, the more you're going to explode. And you are going to be a monster to be reckoned with. I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying that because when you keep in your emotions, you become very angry and frustrated, temperamental, tyrannical, and you start losing it. You become overly intense. You start shutting people down. You start to go. It's like it's off the rocker, shooting off like a rocket. Things like that. You lash out at people, right? Like how the beast lashed out at Bel several times and his servants. Some people, some of you, or you know people, when you keep it in, you turn into that beast. You lash out. The beast didn't grieve. He didn't allow himself to just be angry for a little bit and just get to a state of peace. He didn't purge. He kept all the angst and the remorse and the resentment in his heart space, and that made him worse. But we all know in Beauty and the Beast, he turned into a beast because his dark, inner, nasty side became his outside. His inner became his outer. All right. I heard Toad the Wet Sprocket, number 42. What happened to that band anyway? I don't even know. Witch's Gathering. Loyalty, faith, friendship, and cooperation. Your higher self chose this card because it is a good omen of friendship and renewed connection. This is a positive sign for you if you're seeking to reconnect with a lost friend or lover. Take steps to reach out, as your reunion will result in a joyful and positive experience. You can't make it up for some of you guys. See what I mean? Witch's Gathering is also a great sign if you're seeking new relationships, either intimate or platonic. There are people who are just your kind of people, and you will likely go on to build rewarding, loyal, and lasting relationships with any new people entering your life at this time. Seek people who share your values and interests. You may be surprised to find there are many people who understand you on a soul deep level, who have been looking for someone just like you to occupy room in their lives. This card also brings an important message. Relationships are not to be taken lightly, and they require care and attention. It's important to make time for the people who are most important to you, because they need your love and support just as much as you need theirs. And maybe even more. This card guides you to say yes to as many social invitations as possible. There are people who are very eager to meet you, and you never know when a party or night at a bar with a friend can change your life. It's even more critical for new relationships that are fragile and just beginning to take shape. If you're feeling vulnerable, it's safe to say others might be feeling something similar. Making time and doing your best confirms your desires to have others around and will go a long way in showing how much you care. Why was I talking about my Capella circle? Okay. There are some amazing people there. And if you sign up for the Sunstar tier or higher in my Capella memberships, guys, if you go to capellawellness.com and you click on the link below, you will be part of my members' live sessions. That is really going to benefit you tremendously. All right. On top of all the other daily guidance and other perks. But even if you join in the forums that are on my free mobile app, that could be the very thing that you may need at this time. You can even be a free member and check out my Capella Crew Forum, which is my open forum. My Capella Circle Forum and my Auriga Circle Forum are private forums. All right. These are endings of relationships, friendships, communities. Like I said, social circles. You know that it's not for you anymore. It's making you feel worse. It's making you feel more pain. It's not helping you. It's not bringing you peace. It's time to end those. It's time to get out of those and change. Okay? What I bring to the table and the other people who are part of my circle, who are my memberships and my community, they will lift you up. There's nobody who's going to judge you. There's nobody who's going to belittle you. You're going to be able to better open up to these people, and everyone there, I promise you this, including myself, while the truth may come out, okay, they are going to be there to genuinely support you in whatever it is that you need. It's a safe place. It's a peaceful place, and it's a high vibrational place. No drama, no bashing of people, no, like really low vibrational things. That's not what I stand for. It's not what my business stands for. It's not what my community stands for. Campfire. Telling stories, seek advice from others. Moral of the story. This is coinciding with the Witch's Gathering card. Your higher self chose this card because it may be time to seek out the help of others. You might find unexpected support, knowledge, or inspiration from someone who is more experienced and has a lot more stories to tell. Or you may find there are many people who have indeed walked in your shoes. Even the most consistently successful people have experienced failure and challenges, like myself. Being willing to listen to those who have come before you can help build your strength and give you hope that you can also overcome the obstacles you are facing. Campfire could also mean an older mentor might be available to you now or will enter your life very soon. Welcome their advice and ask as many questions as you can. They may be able to offer a great deal of assistance if you're willing to approach them with humility and listen to what they have to say. This card could also mean you may find yourself in a mentor position, that someone else has sought out your knowledge and guidance. If that is the case, trust that others see in you what you see in your own heroes. Be generous with your expertise and be the kind of person who offers the same motivation you'd hope to receive for yourself. That's exactly what I do. And it may be difficult to hear, but you have to understand that I am here for your greater good. I have been the one who's been chosen to cast out those demons in people, to get them to face their fears and to overcome them, just as I have done. Okay? I preach what I learn. I teach what I have learned. Reaper is number 32. I just heard something about a Halloween party. If you've been invited to a Halloween party, they're asking you to go to it. Endings, sudden change, and unhealthy attachments. That's totally the death card, guys. You cannot make this up. Your higher self chose this card because sometimes life is cruel and doesn't give you time to prepare for the end of something meaningful. Even if you saw the signs and knew it was coming, it can still feel like an unexpected shock when you reach the end of a road. Perhaps your desire to hold on too tightly to what was leaving you anyway is why Reaper has made its way to you. It's doing the heavy lifting because the universe knows this wasn't a choice you might have made for yourself. You could still be stuck in a situation that brings you harm had Reaper not stepped in in your behalf. It may not seem like it, but this card appearing in your spread represents the beginning of a much better life. What was I telling you? You might pray for something, set your intentions, and do your spells, hoping a magnificent dream will drop into your lap. But big dreams require big changes. You must become the person who can achieve the goals you want. The kind of growth will require you to rid your life of anything that has held you back. And while the circumstances may be unpleasant, the results will bring you one step closer to the goals that are patiently waiting for you to evolve, so you have everything you need to ensure success. If you find yourself facing the end of a relationship or situation, know that this is an unhealthy attachment that does not support the person you are becoming. If you have received this card about the future or an outcome, it's confirmation that your time in this situation is coming to an end. If you have pulled this card along with Haunted House, choosing to stay in your situation will bring you much grief and despair. And while we don't have the Haunted House here, guys, that came out, I'm already hearing, because we have the grief and despair card here, okay? If you stay in this situation that doesn't serve you, there will be much grief and heartbreak. You will feel worse because of it. You are being warned, guys. A lot of you know that something has to come to an end. Or the divine is coming in to end it for you because they're trying to save you. Kitchen witchery. Abundance manifesting many paths or opportunities. Oh, did I not see this card? Abundance flows easily and effortlessly into your life. Being gratitude. Okay. Okay, there's another card here, guys. I don't know how that happened. Okay, here we go. This death, this ending, guys, is going to lead you to your abundance, but you have to go through those massive changes. You can't be part of these things anymore because it's not going to be part of your future. Your higher self chose this card because you're entering a joyful period of abundance and manifestation. Enjoy it. When kitchen witchery visits you, you can rejoice knowing that the hardships of late have come to an end. You might feel lighter. Spiritual guidance is easier to understand and solutions to problems flow freely. Take advantage of this time and get clear about your desires. What you ask for now is very likely to manifest with ease. This card will also appear when many opportunities are available to you, so it is a favorable omen for job seekers or when seeking support, such as from a loan, investor, or donations. And a reading about your career, this card is confirmation that now is a good time to move forward with any stalled plans or begin working on a new project. If you have thought about asking for a raise or promotion, receiving this card is your push to go ahead and ask for what you desire. In a reading about love, this card is a positive sign for marriage or the start of a new family, especially blended families where many moving parts are coming together to form a whole, which ties into the witches' gathering, okay? And because this eclipse season is profoundly changing relationships of all forms, this is just confirmation of all that stuff. I'm telling you guys, this eclipse season is going to be life-changing. Some of you are blending families with your counterpart or moving in with another family. Of course, for singles, this card means not only love, but many options to choose from. You might find you are attracting more people than usual. So there is a ingratitude spiced apple simmer pot that you can do, okay? It's here. I don't know if you want to do this, but it says, this simmer pot is perfect for setting the mood of gratitude while calling in abundance. You will need 7 to 8 whole cloves, 6 to 7 whole nutmeg, 3 to 4 dried or fresh red apple slices, 4 cinnamon sticks, 3 star anise, 2 bay leaves, 2 sprigs of dried or fresh rosemary, 1 tablespoon of black peppercorns. Add all the ingredients to a pot half filled with water. Bring to a boil and then lower the heat to a simmer. Set your intentions while adding in the ingredients, repeating them with each ingredient you place in the pot. You can repeat the words on the card. Abundance flows easily and effortlessly into my life. I am grateful. The steam will flow through your home, clearing and calling in your intentions. This sounds fantastic because this is totally perfect for fall. So I have some of that stuff, so I have to remember to see if I can try that. Only mainly because to have the smell go through the house. Maybe I can do something else with it. Molasses, stagnation, laziness, lacking motivation. Again, molasses came out in my live reading. Your higher self chose this card because molasses represents a period of uncertainty when the path ahead isn't clear. And despite your best efforts, you simply cannot seem to move forward. Standing still is very frustrating, but you're in this period of pause so that you can take some time to get a full understanding of where you actually want to go. This card will often visit you after a period of significant but unintentional action. You may have made many choices in haste of late and are coming to regret some of your decisions. Perhaps you said yes too quickly and now wish to back out, or a situation seemed like a worthy gamble but is now turning out to be a nightmare. It may not seem like it now, but this period of indecision is helping you to slow down, gain perspective, be patient, and wait for the right opportunity to find you. In the meantime, focus on diving deeper into your spirit. That's Scorpio energy. Are there mundane tasks you could focus on while you aren't distracted by other things? Perhaps you might consider a practice such as meditation to take your mind off your current problems. You will find that the stickiness goes away when the time is right for things to move forward again. This card also advises you not to make any hasty decisions right now. Take care of what you need to, of course, but delay any life decisions until more information comes to hand. That's another card about kind of waiting for more information to come to you. And this is the Witch's Rosary, number 43. There's 43, 26, 23. I know I'm seeing little watery numbers. 32, 6, 42, and 39. They could be ages for you. They could be sniffing for you. I'm getting very strong energy about somebody being 32 years old, 42 years old, 26 years old, 43 years old, 23 years old. Maybe you have a 6-year-old, 39 years old, okay? Maybe even 19, okay? Because 19 is down here too. Number 43... If those resonate with you, that is confirmation of a lot of stuff here. There are very different groups here. Some of you are coming out of this. You've already been through the stickiness and all that stuff, and you're coming into your abundance. So the last card that came out is Witch's Rosary, number 43. Focus, concentration, intention, developing habits, and trust. Your higher self chose this card because it represents a long road to success that guides you to remain focused and intentional. Your situation is not one that will gain immediate results, but is likely to be rewarding with patience and consistent effort. The way forward is to be practical, responsible, and committed to mundane tasks that aren't glamorous but do provide security and stability. You will receive this card when you're ready to put in the hard work to see your goal through, although it does remind you to avoid perfectionism. Habits and skills take time to master, so don't take it too personally if you don't get it right at first. You may follow instructions step by step and find that still something is off. Remember that you can always start from the beginning, retracting your steps until you discover the source of the problem. This card also confirms that you're on the right path and should keep doing what you're doing. You may be frustrated if you're not seeing results, which is why this card has made its way to you. Spirit wants you to know that you have done nothing wrong, but must trust that your work will be rewarded with time. So this has a Witch's Rosary manifesting chant. I am going to say something real quick before I read this. I had a talk with God this morning, and I said, God, am I doing something wrong? And every now and again, I ask God that question. It says it right here. Guys, you're doing nothing wrong, okay? But there are things that need to change. It's confirming for some of you are on the right path. Now, again, there may be some of you who are not on the right path right now, and things have to change. You got to do some major endings and things like that, and the divine is coming in to end some stuff. So this Witch's Rosary manifesting chant says, the chant is excellent for calling in what you desire, although affirmations work great as well. It can be done with anything that helps you consistent repetition. Go to a place that is quiet and free of distractions. Nature is always best, but you can choose wherever you prefer. Hold a rosary in your hands and place your fingers on one of the beads. Close your eyes and take a deep breath, then recite an intention or phrase and repeat it for every bead. This is a very interesting, different way of utilizing a rosary, as opposed to the Hail Mary full of grace. You could do that too, okay? I'm already hearing somebody here says that this is blasphemous. I'm not getting that. You're connecting God by doing this, okay? Recite an intention or phrase, okay? This is to help you to be more in alignment with God. You're connecting with God by doing this. So let's read the grieving card because it is the overall energy here for the guidance for this week. grief, mourning, deep sorrow, and heartbreak. Your higher self chose this card because grief isn't just about the death of a loved one. Mourning is defined as feeling regret or sadness about the loss or disappearance of something. You can grieve the end of a career, a move from one place to another, letting go of a dream, or seeing your children leave the nest. While grief isn't pleasant, it's important to acknowledge the loss of something or someone that was important to you. Doing so doesn't reduce the love you had for what you've lost, but it does give you a way to let go and move on. To ignore your sadness is to deny a meaningful part of your life story. Pulling grieving is an opportunity to embrace the heavy emotions you have been carrying, which is why we got the 10 of Wands in my live stream on Saturday. Express the fullness of your heartache as a tribute to what once was, and then once you have cried, screamed, gotten angry, or sad, your spirit will be free. It's only when you deny your grief that it becomes baggage. Will you feel sad from time to time? Of course. Memories have a way of creeping in even with a healthy grief process, but it won't be a constant thorn in your soul. I will say this. This happened to me twice in the past few months where I suddenly missed my person, right? And this had to do with my person, okay? And I had a crying bout, right? I felt this sadness. And I was like, what's going on? Because I haven't felt this for years. But there was another purging process. It's probably also because my person was going through the same thing. And I said, God, I don't want to get upset about this. This is not good. God said, no. Allow yourself to cry. Because I know it's been years since I've seen my person. It's been an incredibly long time since I've spoken to him. Okay? He's like my best friend. And every now and again, I think about the magic. And Scorpio energy is about magic here. Right? It's like that Coldplay song, Magic. Or you can do magic like that America song. I think America sings that. You know, and I think about, especially the fall. The fall season is very significant for me because that's when the magic happened, when I went on my first date with my person in October. I hit my 8-year anniversary with my person last week. I won't say the date, but it was last week. And I said, wow, I've come a long way since when I met him. And I was reminiscing about that first date and the things we talked about. And we both have a fascination with death. That's an honest to God thing. But not in a very warped way, okay? There's just something there that just there's meaning to it. There's like more to what we see as death is in the physical world. Anyway, and then, you know, there was a time where I just felt this sorrow, like this huge sense of longing. And I just had to cry about it. But I had to let that go. There was also the last week 2 weeks ago, God told me to purge more of my stuff, to get rid of more of my belongings, to go through the boxes that I brought through from my sister's house in Virginia. And God said, I need you to go through these things. There's stuff from your past that I need you to put in the trash, or the other things that I need you to donate. I was crying during that process, guys. I was reading notes about my the past jobs that I had, the career, the work that I went on, the trips that I went on for my job, stuff like that. All of these things were surfacing, the people that I work with, and it was sad. And I said, oh my God, I did this job for years. And I said to myself, oh my God, I can't believe that life is over. And God said, I wanted you to go through those things, Jess, to make peace with it, to realize that is not your life anymore. These last things that you still had in your moving stuff from your past need to go. You can't take that with you from what I'm about to bring into your life. And I had to go through that grieving process. Because it was reminding me of everything that I did and the people that I had, even the money I was making, okay? Where I was living, the experiences I was having, the friendships I had then, the people that I worked with then, who had a pivotal part in my life. And I cried while I was throwing things in the garbage and putting things in other bags to go donate. And God said, do not sell anything, you donate. And I donated to Women's in Distress thrift store out here in Margate. And when I gave those things away, I had to park and I cried. And I had to call somebody up to kind of help with the grieving process. I had no idea that giving away the last of those things from my past was going to cause me to cry as much as I did. But it needed to be done. It needed to be done. So don't hold it in, okay? What's the affirmation for this week? Holy Spirit, please and thank you. Wow. Today I will breathe. Today as I face challenges, I will call a mental timeout. I will consciously breathe and my eyes closed and focus on slowing my inhalation and exhalation. Take a mental timeout this week, guys, because whatever is ending is going to be very challenging. Breathe. Just breathe. Listen to the Breathe song by the Backstreet Boys. I think I've said this before. The latest one, they have 2 songs called Breathe. It's not in the World Like Us album. It's in the DNA album, if I'm not mistaken. I should know this, but it's an a cappella song. If you're listening to the Backstreet Boys version of Breathe, it's a cappella, okay? There's no instruments, there's nothing. It's beautiful. Listen to that one. Also, listen to Faith Hill's Breathe and any other Breathe songs that you may think of, okay? That's going to help you to release this. Others of you, there's something about the masculine collective because they're getting ready to face the challenge of releasing what has been hidden, coming out of the dark, okay? Putting an end to separation. I don't want to miss my person anymore. I don't want to be sad that they're not here, whatever. They're breathing too because they're going to face the challenge of reconciling. That is a reconciliation forgiveness card as well with their feminine. Okay? Pranayama is excellent for this. I teach this in coaching sessions if you're interested in doing that. But breathe. Do some breathing techniques. If you watch my healing meditations in all of the membership tiers, allow access to my healing meditations. Those also include breath work, okay? You can get the lowest tier membership and get daily guidance and healing meditations. This will benefit a lot of you if you feel drawn to do that, because I do have breathing exercises in my healing meditations that are also included with sacred geometry and music, okay? Very therapeutic healing videos, okay? Those are part of every single membership that I offer. Breathe, okay? Some of you know something's ending. Some of you know you need to put a stop to something. You need to walk away from something. Others of you know that you need to communicate something. You're getting prepared for a massive change in your life. And if it's a literal death, just breathe. Okay? Take it easy. Whatever this is, it's going to be significant. Today, I feel healthy. Today, my mind is clear, my body is healthy, and my soul is at peace. We are here to get to a place of peace and not to be in never-ending sorrow, grief, despair, sadness, disappointment, okay? We all go through these periods. I just explained some of my experiences, even with my mission work, guys. There were times where I was like, God, I've been doing so much. I've been obedient. I've been working very hard, and I don't seem to be getting anywhere. And everything that I try just doesn't pan out for me. And I keep losing things. Or I feel like I am, but there's a purpose to that. And there were times that I would sit in front of my laptop, and I want to just throw my laptop across the room and be like, fuck this shit. I don't want to do this anymore because nobody listens. Nobody whatever, this. I get into like a huge ego thing. I said, God, I've been doing this for 3 years. I've been going through, I've done so much, I've gone through so much. When is it going to change? And then I allow myself, and God's like, I want you to release this. I want you to give this to me. And I would sit in front of my laptop and I'd cry. But I mean, heavy cries. It's like that Britney Spears song, Lucky. She's so lucky she's a star, but she cries, cries, cries in her lonely heart thinking, if there's nothing missing in my life, then why do I cry these tears at night? I have everything that God could have ever given me with what I truly need. But I still felt like there was something missing. And that had to do with my mission work, right? And there were times I would have these serious crying bouts. And then I would finish it from my laptop, and God was like, you need to finish what you started. I need you to keep going. You can't turn around now, Jess. You've come too far. You've worked too hard to just give up. And I took a deep breath, and I prayed to God for the strength to keep going. And I've done this many times when it comes down to my mission work, especially not with my person. I've only gone through like a crying bout like once or twice in these past 3 years, because I have been separated from my person for more than 3 years. 3.5 years to be exact. Okay? It's like my 5th, 6th separation in an 8-year connection. Okay? And I knew what I needed to do to get back to a state of joy, health, peace. This grieving process, you need to let this go however you need to do it to bring you back to peace, a state of peace. All right, there is... Okay, self-care. I forgot to get my self-care cards. All right, let's finish this off with self-care guidance for this week. On top of the breathing stuff, remember, health is everything in life, guys. I tell you, man, if it weren't for my relationship with God, I would have given up on this a long time ago. I'm just going to be honest. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, who strengthens me. If I didn't build that really solid relationship with God, I would not be doing this right now. I would totally have aborted everything, meaning I would have aborted the blessings that God has for me. That would have been the stupidest thing I could have ever done in my entire life. You can bag up all the stupid things I've done in my life, but the stupidest thing that if I were to have given up on this, that one thing with giving up would have really been had a greater effect on my life than all the other stupid things I've done in my life. Holy shit. Breathe. Again. The calmer you are, the more time slows down and the easier it is to get everything done. Time. Time spent worrying is time spent. You are being asked to let go of this fear, let go of this worry, this heartbreak, this sadness, this despair, whatever it is. But give yourself time to breathe. Time fearing things, time worrying and stressing and being overburdened, being overcome. Time even grieving, like grieving for too long is unhealthy. Okay? Give yourself the time to breathe. You go through your anger bouts. You go through the grieving process. You go through all this stuff. But then you say, okay, let me take a huge deep breath in and exhale. And you will feel so much better. Or you need to breathe several times. Maybe you need to do yoga. Again, this is meditation, mindfulness, that type of thing. It's here twice, guys. You can't make this up. Don't dim your light. The world needs your unique talents and gifts. Shine brightly. Yeah, I know this is for me. Like, you can't make it up. Like, God always has my back. I know. And you know what's above me? I had this in my room when I lived in Rockville, and I took it with me to be a reminder. This also helped me when God led me to this. The world needs who you were made to be. And those times where I went through the disappointment and I wanted to throw my laptop across the room and I would cry about stuff and just be like, it was more frustration, crying out of frustration. And that's why I put that above my altar where I'm sitting right now, and I would look up. God says, look up, Jess. The world needs you. Somebody needs you. If I dim my light, I'm doing the collective a disservice. Shine. It's your time to shine. Don't let whatever this is, whatever this ending is, whatever this death is, whatever this closed coffin thing is, don't let it dim your light. It's supposed to make it shine brighter than it's ever been. Because you are allowing more of that darkness to be removed from you so that that light can flow through you and it can illuminate you so you can be a beacon of light for others. So that you can support the angelic realm and God and what they're doing up there. So that you can show others, yeah, I went through some shit, but look how I've been able to overcome this. And you can't do any of that without God, period. These endings allow for the space to be opened up for more light to enter your light body, to remove more of the darkness so more light can come in. Okay, they want me to pull my other deck. All right. Holy Spirit, Archangels, Galactic Families, Pleiadian, Sirians, please reveal to us for highest good. I'm singing the, I don't know where that goes. I'm singing the Backstreet Boys Breathe song. If this is for the best, then tell me why it hurts so bad. Cause it's always dark just before the dawn. I breathe. Listen to that, guys. Oh God, that song will make you cry. I actually listened to that song on one of my walks last week. I was like, ooh, I forgot how good this song was. And I was thinking about some stuff on my walk about the hard work I've been putting in and all of these things that I've been going through, and thinking that I would be in a different place by now, but I'm not. And God was like, breathe. So as I was listening to that Backstreet Boys song, I took a huge breath, quite a few breaths while I was walking. And I just felt this release. I felt more at peace. And I just kept listening to my music and walking with God. Holy Spirit, thank you. Not yet. Okay. You are being asked to better understand what that means for you. Be good to yourself. Journey. Listen to that song too. Be good to yourself when nobody else will. All right? You need to take care of yourself. This could be for some of you. You're saying to yourself, no, not yet. I'm not going to end this. No, I'm not going to put my foot down. No, I'm not going to breathe. No, I'm not going to like release this. I don't want to. No, I'm not going to face this fear. I'm not going to deal with this shit. I'm not going to move from that job. I'm not going to end this job, end that relationship, end this suffering. No, I'm just going to be like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to change for the better. I don't want to release. I don't want to feel. Some of you, this is a feeling thing. You are not robots. You need to allow yourself to feel. That is being good to yourself because you're a human being. You're not a machine. You have feelings. You have emotions. Emote. There's something with emojis here too. So maybe some of you are thinking, no, not yet. I'm not going to do this. I want to be good to myself. I don't want to, I'm forcing talking to my person, but it's not working. It's hurtful. It's painful. I keep getting my heart broken. Why are you allowing yourself to do that? For whoever this is for, it's unnecessary. It's 1:36, 12 seconds. Look at that. You need to be taking care of your heart space. You know you need to put an end to something. This is the week to do it. You cannot give in to that fear. You cannot push it down in the nether regions. You cannot push it down further into that closet anymore. It has to surface. It has to come out so you can feel more at peace. You need to be taking care of you going forward. Okay? Listen closely to what is being disseminated in this reading. Listen closely to your guidance from God, your archangels, your spirit team. Listen closely to your heart. 444, your connection to the angelic realm is very strong right now. They're always here for you. Open up is at the top of the deck. Walk away from this Scorpio energy, that death card right there. You are aligned. You will be more aligned when you walk away from the things that don't serve you. And this is something about some of you need to open up your heart, open up your mind. Listen to this message with an open heart and open mind. Some of you need to speak up about something. Some of you need to put an end to something. You know what this is. You know what this is. Don't doubt yourself, guys. You are very intuitive. Two of Cups is after the death card. They wanted me to see it. Somebody's butt. It's a butt card. This is reconciling of differences. A truce. Peace offering. I want commitment. I want a partnership. This is also with friends. Hey, man. I'm sorry for walking out on you. I'm sorry that I just dropped you or whatever. It could be business partnership, okay? Reconciliation with a business partnership, with your counterpart, a soulmate, a friend. It could be anybody. Or maybe you're going through several reconciliations with several people. Maybe all these people are going to be coming back now that I believe Mercury is fully out of shadow mode, if I'm not mistaken. Communication will be easier. The new moon in Libra means negotiations are easier. Yes. Again, for those who are aligned, the separation is about to end, and it could very well end this week, and then you will be exchanging cups with your person. The reunion of hearts. You now are on the same page. You've changed so much, and so has that person. God's like, you're now aligned. You're now vibrating at the highest frequency for this love to occur, for this commitment to occur, for this relationship to move forward on more solid ground, to move forward in harmony, because you see things equally now. You see this connection equally. You see each other equally now. There's no resentment, no anger, no judgment whatsoever. No going back to the past and throwing it in somebody's face. That's what Two of Cups is. Forgiveness has already been given before you actually talk to each other in the physical. This is also the endings of relationships, marriages, friendships that don't serve you. You don't see eye to eye with them. You don't gel with them anymore. It doesn't work. This is just hurtful. This is just not what I want anymore. And you're going to put an end to it. This is also people you may be following, people you may be working with, people who you may be utilizing as a mentor. But this mentor is making you feel more like shit than me being more at peace. That could be for somebody here. Or you're in a community, a group, a Facebook page, whatever, where there's a lot of bashing, there's a lot of negativity. It's like, this sucks. This is sad. This is hurtful. Like, this is heartbreaking. Why am I in this? Right? That's also third party stuff. Everybody's focusing on the third party, and connections. The karmic. Stop with that shit. Everybody has a karmic. Everybody has to learn something. So maybe some of you are in these communities and friendships where, like, they're third party interferences that are just blocking your union. They're blocking your transformation. They're blocking your abundance. And there's a lot of despair and grief. There's a lot of just sadness. People are Debbie Downers. Why do you want to be in that? King of Swords. Well, there's the truth coming in. The blunt, cold, hard truth. Someone is focusing on being in their integrity here. Doing the righteous and just thing. Bringing balance to a connection, to a partnership, to a friendship. Somebody who was once unemotional, a robot, could have completely changed and now has had heart balance. They know when to be assertive and when not to be. They know when to be a little bit opening up emotionally. They know when not to be. They know when to be a little bit more vulnerable and when not to be. Has had heart balance. Knowing that they need to follow their path of truth at all times. Someone is getting ready to have a very serious, open, honest conversation with you, and they're very confident about what they want to say now. This is decisiveness. I've made the decision to come forward and speak my truth and to release these demons, to stop this grieving process, to release what has been hidden, to allow the skeletons to come out of my closet, to reveal these secrets, to be seen. I can't hide anymore. I need to be seen. Others of you, you're dealing with people who are unemotional, unemotionally available. They're full of logic. Or you have a friend who is completely logical. And it's like, no, I don't believe you. You're full of shit, whatever. There's no proof in the pudding, blah, 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 blah. And you could have maybe changed this person somehow. Now they want to come back to you to apologize or say, look, man, I'm sorry that, like, I was just putting logic all into this and I was just being a little bit harsh with you, and I want to reconcile. I want to be friends again. I want to be back in your life. I understand a lot of things now. I've gained a lot of wisdom through my ups and my downs, through my challenges. I'm more intelligent than I am smart now. I've been seeking divine guidance. I've been seeking the answers on my own, not from third-party situations, not from other people, unless they are aligned with my truth. Some of you need to be interacting with people who are aligned with what you know is true for you. This is an excellent advisor, an excellent teacher, someone who brings out the demons within you by telling you the cold hard truth. And they're unapologetic for it too. That is an excellent advisor and a teacher. Because he wants to lead you to success. There's also others of you, you got to cut things out and stop making excuses. You got to make the hard decision. Stop putting logic into it. Stop being overly emotional in it and say, I need to make this decision to end this, to do away with this, to walk away from this, to move, to change, to whatever. There's a butterfly above his head. This is him going through some serious transformations and understanding what his truth really is, and him living in that, no matter what that is. But there's strong energy about you needing to open up and be honest and truthful with people. Like straight to the point, like, look, I'm done. Stop. Over. Whatever. Or someone is communicating with you, but it's like they're very serious about having an open, honest discussion with you. Okay. All right, guys. And that concludes your weekly for October 9th. I pray that this helped you. Don't forget to do some breck work. Okay. Whatever. Brexit? Somebody's British here? English? Yeah. This is so important. You need to take care of your heart space. Nobody can do that for you but you. Okay? If you need to rewatch this, I highly recommend that you do. Even though it's long, you got to breathe. Go through it again. Okay, I got this to really sink in. I got to really, really focus on doing some serious work on myself to get healthy, to feel better, to be at peace. The one thing that, as I always say, people don't talk about is trying to manifest more peace in their life. Not money, not love, not success. The peace is the number one thing that the majority of the people on this planet do not have. You've reached that. Watch how your life changes and watch how you will have the crazy high energy to manifest insane miracles that other people will not be in the vibration to do. Peace is everything. Jesus Christ came here to get us to get in alignment with peace, to rest in Him, and to be at peace even through these very difficult trials, tribulations, and challenges in our lives. You will be able to get through anything when you are in the divine flow and you have a complete state of peace in your life. I can promise you that because it's exactly what I am living right now. And every now and again, when I got to do my crying or feel angry and I got to do my purging, I allow myself to do that and I breathe and I'm back in the races and I'm back to a high vibrational state. I'm back in my joy and in my peace and in my tranquility. And I keep moving forward and I don't look back. I wish you many blessings with this week, okay? I am here if you need me. Sign up for a membership if you really feel like you need it. Really be honest with yourself with which tier is calling out to you, what you feel you need the most. If you have any issues with signing up for a membership or anything like that, please come contact me. My email's in the description box below. If you download the free mobile app, I do offer free readings every week on there. The free mobile app, you can directly chat with me. I'm either under Jess or under Capella Wellness, and you can chat with me, okay? If you're having any issues, if you have any other questions about anything, I am genuinely here to help. But you got to help yourself first, okay? I'm hearing it's time. It's time for separation to end. That's for a smaller group of you. You know who you are. Because this card also means that your separation, this is not your final separation. It's not yet. You're not coming into permanent union yet. You need to be really a master at this. Okay? And this. Health is everything, guys. You can't be unhealthy most of the time when you're coming into permanent union. Oh, look. Today I will forgive. Today I will forgive any past mistakes I have made and love myself unconditionally. That's a huge thing for a lot of you. But a smaller group, it's time for your last separation to end. And it's coming with this eclipse season. And the divine God, the archangels, they're all backing this up. So prepare for massive changes. Because some of you, you're blending families. You're going to have a new spiritual family. You're going to have a new house. You're going to be in a commitment with someone. But it's the true love. It's the love of a lifetime. And that in itself is going to be different than anything you've ever experienced in your entire life. That concludes your reading. Thank you so very much for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and for illuminating that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. I wish you the best today, and always I send you so much love. And I hope I illuminated your well-being today. Again, this is Jess from Capella Wellness, starring out.